Everybody, welcome back. Taking a look at the good, the bad, and the ugly today. This is the Arrow release, the limited edition. This came out last year in May, June, July. I don't remember. I haven't actually watched this yet. I mean, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly multiple times. I had the Kino release, the 4K release, came out a few years ago. I sold that for this release, and the reason why I'm doing this movie today is because somehow we are 1 year since my first video, I think, pretty close to it, approximately. So around this time, last year. So hard to believe it's been a year. Not that I do this full time or anything. It's something I do for fun. But still, I'm surprised how much time has gone by. Currently have, I think, 40 subscribers as of recording this. So of course, thanks to everyone that has taken the time to subscribe. Well on my way to 1 million subscribers. So it looks like I'll be getting there in about 25,000 years. But it's a goal, and that's important to have goals in life, right? So this movie made sense to me to do my 1 year anniversary of sorts video, because my first video featured the movie Once Upon a Time in the West, which is also a Sergio Leone movie. Once Upon a Time in the West is one of my all-time favorite movies. I do prefer it over The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, though I still love this movie, of course. I just don't revisit this movie as frequently as I do Once Upon a Time in the West. But with they're both being spaghetti westerns, both being Sergio Leone movies, I figured let's do this movie, this release for the 1 year anniversary video. So take a look at the back. Well, actually, before we do that, let's just take a look at the packaging. So what Arrow's been doing, I think I mentioned this in previous videos for Arrow releases, is they have this slipcover as opposed to a J card, which I very much appreciate, because J cards are really clunky, at least I find them to be. So I'll put that over here. So this had information about the release on the back, which makes sense because if you're in a store looking to purchase this, you'd want to read more about it. But once you take the slip off, we have this image on the back here. And this is this would be like a continuous image if you were able to, fold this out as a sheet. You can see the cannon, the wagon wheel here kind of extends onto the spine, and then we have Blondie here, and then we have, once we open it up, I'll at least take the contents out. I'll put this right here. We have a poster. So that artwork. What's going on here? Oh, that artwork's different. Okay, so this must be, let's say, that newly commissioned artwork. A couple of different pieces here. So this is one of the original theatrical posters. There's quite a few posters for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. For 3 Men, the Civil War wasn't how, it was practice. Very good. So this must be the art. Yeah. Okay. You can see that here. I do like that art, but I don't like the ratings logo in the bottom right-hand corner. And generally with these releases, I'll reverse the art. So I must have done that like immediately after buying this, and then forgot about it. Which seems like me. So I will put that back in. Struggling a little bit here. Big time struggles. Okay, alright, so that end evenly? It's even? Yeah, I think so. Okay, very good. So we'll flip this over. And what do we got going on here? Very hard to read. Is it easier to read? It's probably the same exact content on this side, right? Besides like the glare from the light, that may be easier. Maybe, I don't know. With the two preceding films in his Dollars trilogy having unleashed a boom in Euro-Western productions, Sergio Leone knew that his concluding chapter would have to top them all. Armed with his largest budget yet, Leone created what is, for many, the final word on the subject. Well, I guess for many they had for many there. I would consider Once Upon a Time was the final word on the subject, but a violent, picaresque epic presented with operatic scope and intensity, with Clint Eastwood donning the iconic hat and poncho one last time. A partnership between two scoundrels, Blondie, that would be Eastwood, also the man with no name, and Tuco, Eli Wallach, goes awry, only for the fate to intervene in the form of information about a cache of stolen Confederate gold buried in a graveyard. Each possessing a different clue to its location, the pair are forced into a distrustful partnership. However, the gold is also sought by Angel Eyes, played by Lee Van Cleef. He would be the bad, a ruthless mercenary with his own twisted code of honor. Thus begins a desperate pursuit amidst the mass destruction and absurdity of the American Civil War, culminating in an iconic three-way standoff inside the graveyard. I would definitely agree it's an iconic standoff, that graveyard scene. No matter how many times I watch this movie, it's exciting, hair standing on end, the score, the editing, it's awesome. Like, it's will never not be awesome. Mythic, cynical, and endlessly entertaining, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly brings Leone's grand sense of dramatic scale to its apotheosis. I don't hear that word very often. Arrow Films is proud to present this landmark Western in the most comprehensive edition ever assembled, featuring multiple cuts of the film, all meticulously restored in glorious 4K, and a wealth of new and archival bonus materials. So we have, for the limited edition contents, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Tony Stella. Nice job, Tony. Perfect bound collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by quite a few people here. Double-sided fold-out poster featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. So we saw that over here. So if I take this out, yeah, so we have the, figure a way to get this in here. There's the bottom of like the original theatrical, and then we have like the top, the newly commissioned Tony Stella artwork. So very nice double-sided poster there. We have two cuts of the movie, new 4K restorations of the 162-minute international cut and the 179-minute extended cut using the original 2perf Technoscope negative. It is presented in Dolby Vision, unlike the Kino release. Newly restored original lossless English mono. I'm curious about that. Optional newly remixed lossless English TTS HD 5.1. So we have auto commentaries here and seamless branching options to watch the extended cut with the uncut torture scene, mono only, and or without the grotto scene originally removed after the premiere. That's interesting. So it's giving you some options there on how to watch the extended cut. So I grew up with the international cut, which I guess would be considered the theatrical cut. Maybe, I'm not sure about that. And I didn't see the extended cut until the Blu-ray came out. The Blu-ray came out like late aughts, I think. And I want to say it only had the extended cut because I remember putting it in and of course, when you start watching a movie and there's scenes you haven't seen before, like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. And I really remember not caring for the extended cut. I mean, overall, the movie was still great, but it did feel that I felt the length, I felt the pacing wasn't nearly as good, and I was a little disappointed, and I realized that, hey, I don't even have access to the theatrical cut on this release. So I'm happy both are here. I think the Kino was just the 162-minute release. So I can see myself going and just watching the additional scenes from the extended cut, but not so much sitting down and watching its entirety, just due to the fact I just remember not really caring for it. Now, if it's the only cut you're used to, maybe when you watch the international cut, it feels like there's scenes missing. You're like, hey, wait a minute, this is missing some important scenes with these characters, but that's certainly not me. And then we have the Blu-ray, which I'm pretty sure is region locked. I haven't actually tried popping it in yet. I probably should do that. Sometimes you can do like a menu trick on Panasonic players. Top menu trick. Basically, you can trick the player into playing a Region B movie, but it doesn't always work. So we'll take a look at the booklet here. Looking good, Blondie. And let's see. So the table of contents, cast and crew. So Death by Numbers. So we have some essays here. So Death by Numbers, Theaters of War, The Blue and Shades of Grey, The Economics of Survival, Flash Images, The eternally cool Western style, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I would certainly agree. This movie is eternally cool, and it came out 66, something like that. Oh my goodness, it was 2026. It came out a long time ago, and it's still super cool. And then we have about the versions, presumably about the different cuts, and then about the presentation and production credits, special thanks. So 58 pages. Yeah, pretty decent sized booklet here. So the cast, we have Clint Eastwood as Blondie. It's interesting, has he always just been a Blondie in the cast? Probably. Eli Wallach as Tuco, and Lee Van Cleef as Angel Eyes, the good, the bad, the good, the ugly, and the bad, respectively there. Then we have some uncredited as well. Crew. There's Tuco. When I was a kid, I probably saw this when I was like 5 or 6 years old. This was one of my dad's favorite movies. We had the double cassette tape, and I didn't. When I watched the movie the first time, I just figured, oh, he's an ugly dude. Even though Eli Wallach isn't an ugly man or anything like that, but I didn't really understand as an ugly person. I thought he's the ugly one, gross. And we have Pretty Blondie here. Yeah, so different images from the movie here, and just of course in addition to the essay. Hang 'em high, Clint. The Theaters of War. So yeah, so the booklet is in color. This movie is pretty funny, and surprisingly funny, I suppose, if you're not familiar with the movie at all. It's certainly funnier than you probably think. Economics of Survival. So, yeah, there's a bit more here. Imagine if you're a super fan of this movie, you already have this edition, and it's sold out, which isn't too surprising. But I'm glad I have it. I didn't bother with the limited editions of Fistful of Dollars and a few dollars more. I kind of wish I did, but tariffs were in effect at the time, so I didn't bother. But anyways, thanks for watching.